This image of a snake eating itself captures the irony in our nation's mentality regarding poverty. Not only does my meme aim to mock society for its false constructs surrounding people in poverty, it embodies the political system established to supposedly help these groups is actually set up to fail. Kozol mentions a New York University professor, Lawrence Mead. According to the political science professor, if poor people behaved rationally, they would seldom be poor for long in the first place, identifying an ignorance not uncommon amongst other members of society. Society is often guilty of seeing groups as stereotypes, and members of the lower class are no exception. Mantisios' article, Media Magic, Making Class Invisible, includes some labels frequently attributed with the poor, such as welfare cheats, drug addicts, and greedy. The middle and upper classes ignore that those in the lower class have the same desire to work as they do. Kozol meets with the security director of Diego Beekman Houses, who testifies, "Some of the men come in here and they want a job so bad. They question me continually." Mantisios' article has a name for this ignorance. It is known as blaming the victim. People do not see what Kozol mentions in his book, that there is cancellation of aid services to 600 children and 16,000 adults. They don't see the unbearable and unsanitized conditions at Harlem Hospital or Lincoln Hospital. They don't see kids born with asthma and addiction. They don't see the large rats that occupy apartments because there are not enough workers to inspect due to job cuts. They don't see all the death and crime because cops are too scared to come and help. They don't see the disorganization of government programs like welfare, who lose Mrs. Washington's folder. As Mantisios mentioned, due to media coverage like the Census Bureau report, middle and upper class do see numbers, not people. They see a pretty mural as they drive down the highway. They see people plagued by illness brought on their own accord. They see what's easier to accept. It's much easier for them to deny that there's a problem than admit that they're not doing enough. Our government promotes what Miller calls permanent inequality in his article Domination and Subordination. Children are born in this inescapable cycle. They don't have a choice to be born with addiction or born in jail, and thus born mourning themselves. The government establishes its role as dominant through its destructive reforms such as reductions in lead poisoning prevention and making it even harder for families to access food stamps. Unlike the temporary inequality situation Miller defines, our government does not actively try to end the disparity between the lower and upper classes. I think there is an aspect of absurdity in this situation concerning poverty, similar to the absurdity of the snake eating itself. Our society and government is failing itself and its people.